We're cinematic. Now we look cinematic.
What'd you call it before?
Booch review?
No.
Booch review number 2.
About that booch?
Oh, about that booch. I'm still a fan of Next to Two Ferns.
I think it's derivative and unoriginal.
That's rude.
We're back again with another episode. This time we're reviewing
Episode 4.
We were reviewing Humm, Kombucha, Raspberry Hops.
Mm-hmm.
Raspberry Hops. This is another one of their 5 grams of sugar variety. Again, not to get it twisted, it's not 5 grams per serving. It's 5 grams of sugar. Oh wait, it is. Never mind. It's 5 grams of sugar per serving. So 10 grams of sugar. So it's got 6 grams of sugar less than a regular bottle of Booch.
Per serving or total?
Total. I was confused.
Give me the
You
6
were correct.
grams. Give me the 6 grams.
So if you imagine what 6 grams of sugar look like, that's what's not in here. Okay.
That's what I would eat.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is it. Raspberry hops. Cracking her open. Okay.
Okay. I can't tell if that was your burp maybe or if this is the Booch smell. All right, I'm in.
I feel that this is a lot more promising than what we just tried.
You know what? I'm never going to go with the first sniff, so we'll see.
You know, I
If I
heard
judge you by your first sniff.
There's rumors on the streets that you have one of the most impressive sniffers there is.
I
Can you give me a little sample of what that sounds like? Okay. Here we go. Taste test. Everybody knows the rules. 1 sip. Maybe a bunch of sips.
Your 1 sip is like half the bottle. Save me some.
Just going back for a second sip, folks. All right. So
All right.
let's. It is better to understand than it is to be understood. Wise man once told me. I'm trying to understand the complexities of the flavors here. I'm trying to understand and convey what it means to be drinking this right now.
So here's what I have to say about it. It's not as carbonated as I would have liked. So I think that's maybe the difference between like the hops. I'm no scientist here, but it sounds like this maybe isn't made with like tea.
Okay.
It does have some tea in there. So what is the deal with the hops?
So all kombucha is fermented tea. So there's always going to be tea in kombucha, which is obviously, there are some like probiotic sparkling waters and shit that people make, which isn't kombucha. They'll put a probiotic in a sparkling water. If it's kombucha, it has to have tea in it because it's a fermented tea. So
when is he going to stop talking?
We've got that kombucha, which is just water,
tired.
tea, and then sugar.
So that's what I was going to say. It tastes very juice-like, but it doesn't taste very...
Kombucha-like. Doesn't have the fizz.
But it does have that, like the flavored raspberry beer. It does taste similar to that.
So that's probably what it is, because the hops.
Hops.
What happened there?
The hops.
The hips. That's very Yiddish there. So, yeah, I mean, that could be what you're picking up on, is the fact that it's a hoppy kind of deal.
Yeah, but look how cool the label is. Oh, yeah.
That is pretty cool. That's a sexy label, I'm not going to lie.
It is cool.
Like, that would be some art on a wall in Miami or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the actual taste. I taste a lot of raspberry juice. The smell of it right off the bat was like a pungent raspberry smell. Didn't have too much other overpowering smells to me. What about you?
Yeah, same. Pretty raspberry, but not like real raspberry, like candy raspberry.
Question is that bad thing?
Not for me. I love candy.
Yeah, this kind of almost smells like a blow pop or.
But you know what? You know what I like about this
maybe an Airhead.
is even with the less sugar, it still tastes equally as sweet.
I actually don't prefer things that are sweeter. I like flavor. If you have to overpower it with just sweetness and sugar, it's not worth it to me. I'd rather have a good flavor than just tasting sweet. Right?
Yeah.
Don't look at me with those eyes. Okay, so we got the Humm, raspberry hops, kombucha. Ladies first, what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it a B.
B. For basic Booch flavor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not outstanding.
Not outstanding.
It just is a little too juice-like for me, you know? I really want some solid carbonation in there.
You do have a point with the carbonation. If this was a bit more carbonated, I would bump it to a B+, but because of the lack of carbonation, I'm going to give it a B. That being said, very tasty. Sippable.
It only got bumped up from a B- to a B+ for me because the label's so cool.
You know, it's what's inside that counts, okay?
The outside also counts.
All right. The fact that it's also a 5 gram of sugar one makes it a little bit more enticing for me too, because I like to drink a lot of like kombucha or things not water just because I'm, you know, a child and I want variation. But something that has a bit less sugar to me is a little bit appealing. What do you think?
I agree with you.
So we got a B from Miss Buffard here.
Yeah.
And we got a B from Floch Fitness himself. This is the Humm Raspberry Hops Kombucha.
Humm.
Maybe it is.
2 M's. I think it's hummum.
That's the last word, guys. We'll see you next time.